It's time to go back.
I see snap.
Charli XCX with her new album Brat, someone who wasn't really on my radar till her self-titled album Charlie in 2019. Probably too busy doing acid, badly dancing to some techno or house. Probably would have loved this album back then. I've been lightly following her work. Every time I listen, I can't really help but kinda love it. It's brazen and completely hers, and it's no different with her newest album now. For me, it's a love letter to the noughties. It's jumped up, fun, emotional, nostalgic, sad, and cringe, but in the best possible way. And just like the title says, it's bratty, but it's also honest and deserved. It kind of highlights how I imagine it feels to be a woman sometimes. I'm the same generation as Charli XCX. It's nice to hear the same influences I've had coming through her music, and immediately it takes me back to some good and some bad memories, but altogether nostalgic. Starting the album strong with the song 360, feeling typically like a Charli XCX song. Nice bouncy bass, catchy melody, and this really nostalgic high-pitched synth in the background, something you might hear on a Gigi D'Agostino track or something like that. Done wrong, that kind of sound can be really irritating, showcasing this like really great production that's just all over the album. Lyrically quite confident, owning who you are, that type of thing. From here though, the pace really changes with the next song. Club classics, bringing this like immediate heaviness with this like abrupt snare that I like. Before I get really into it, I just want to get this sort of topic out of the way. Reading the lyrics, she talks about George, who I assume is her now fiance, the guy from 1975, George Daniel, I believe. Here's the thing, I kind of know through acquaintances some shady things about the 1975, and I think maybe specifically with George, but kind of the whole group as a whole in general. I kind of wonder if she even knows, but you can't claim to be a feminist and then do stuff like that. That's kind of all I'm saying. I guess kind of hearing his name puts me off a bit, so I guess I'm just gonna focus on her and her music and try to like block that out. I don't even know if I should have mentioned it, but I have, so whatever. But the song kind of minimal, then bringing in this like really nice shiny synth pad, then partway through this really nice like wobbly bass. It's deceptively quite busy because of all these little bits that come in here and there and this chopped up vocal. And again, it's not overbearing because the production's so good. A song I would gladly listen to in the club, and this isn't the only song I would listen to in the club. Talk Talk and Rewind being pretty good club classics, I'm gonna say. Talk Talk feeling kind of like Discovery with those retro synths, and again like really great lyrics about being infatuated with someone you've been chatting to maybe online. I find it funny that she like really acknowledges that following someone to the toilet is a bit weird. And then Rewind feeling very XCX. You know, it's catchy, it's synthy, it's saturated, it's choppy with its nostalgia. Lyrics about feelings that everyone gets, about wanting to go back in time to when we thought it was perhaps easier. If only we knew, right? On the subject of lyrics, there are some songs where she's quite descriptive, and then all of a sudden she's just super literal, like straight to the point. No messing around. Like the song Girl, so confusing. I'm not really sure who it's about. I mean, there's speculation online, but I don't really want to say who it is. But it's really good nonetheless. And I guess, and it's kind of something like you can relate to as well. Like we've all been in a situation like that with someone. The melody is really catchy, and this lovely like really gritty saturated bass going on in the background, making a great sort of dark floor for this shiny ARP to sort of dance above it. The vocals throughout the album, apart from being really good, always sound like really interesting, choosing some really nice effects and interesting effects, especially with like the ad-libs. I think auto-tune and effects on voices just really elevate vocals. It doesn't always work, but I think you can make it work really well. Completely elevates her voice. And I think this is most effective on the song I Might Say Something Stupid. Another really vulnerable song from her about the feeling of not really belonging, or perhaps like imposter syndrome, something like that. But narratively, the effects on her voice and the instrumentation just like put it to another level, having everything sort of detuned, kind of feeling out of body, feeling unsure, uneasy about everything. Really great storytelling beyond the lyrics. Charli XCX in the next song coming across again really vulnerable. Sympathy Is A Knife, having you feeling really insecure about being around another woman. Not because you hate them or are jealous, because they remind you of your own doubts and insecurities. Again, subjects that everyone can kind of really relate to. So there's one song on the album that I'm like, about, and that's Von Dutch. Apart from being an awful memory and an awful brand, it wasn't even cool back then. It's not bad, but compared to so many of the other songs on the album, it just doesn't really hit that spot for me. It really reminds me of Yeah Yeah by Body Rocks, which was a song I actually really liked back then, but I just think this song doesn't do it as well. And that's kind of the only song that I found okay. Like, it wasn't even that bad, it was just okay compared to the others. So yeah, next is Everything Is Romantic, having this like misleading orchestral intro, a bit of spoken word from Charlie here that swiftly turns into like breakbeat, heavy bass, and then this like really hard kick. Hardcore kicks are like everything to me, I love them. And it has those erratic sounds that you often hear in hardcore or techno. The last part of this song is brilliant, even though it's like repeating this line over and over. It's just so well done. It feels like it's constantly evolving, vocals changing, simple but really effective, showing how important it is to excite the ears and how good a good production can be. On the last half of the album now, really, with the song So I, stripping back quite a bit, really emotional, a song about Sophie, a beloved Scottish music producer, sadly passed away a few years ago. Yeah, Charlie XCX being really honest and open about how they even distanced themselves from Sophie at some point and kind of regretting it, and how she influenced her music somewhat. A really kind of nice, honest song. Maybe a bit of a therapy session, getting those feelings and thoughts out even. Yeah, a beautiful song, I think, and not just lyrically, like musically very on brand, quite brash, quite cutting, but emotional and quite tasteful. Actually, listening to the album, Charlie really tackles some personal and hard-hitting subjects head on, like with Apple, showcasing this frustration with her parents, I think, being really different but inevitably seeing some likeness that you may not have liked in your parents in you. That's how I'm kind of interpreting the song anyway. Again, another big subject on the song. I think about it all the time. This idea of being a mother, finally with someone you've met that you could see yourself being a mother with. Either way, the music's really nice, really like it in this song. It's minimal, it's glitchy, has these really nice chopped up vocals. Sounds are really tight and close and kind of personal. The last few songs, one of them being Mean Girls, sounding like Rihanna, David Guetta, Yes, Owner of a Lonely Heart, almost feels like a bit of a spoof of those 2008 club songs, but done really well and clearly better. This great mashup of sounds and instruments, this like piano that comes in partway through, really good, and this like really quite nice intensity of the bass, like a really good song in general. And of course the last song on the album, 365, feeling like the edgier, bigger sister of the opening song 360. A really kind of good, energetic song to end the album on, giving me this like noughties club scene in a film vibe, like in Blade or The Matrix or something like that. This heavy, squidgy acid bass sound. The last part of the song is absolutely banging. I love it. It might be my favorite part of the whole album, and with this like really intense sawtooth and this kick, yeah, taking me right back into the club. Fucking amazing. Yeah, the album is good. It's really good. It's brilliant, apart from that one song which is still good, but it just doesn't compare to the others. The production was super tight, it's heavy and saturated, all the stuff you love to hear. I would easily give this album my second 9.5 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know, did you like it down below? And yeah, really enjoy doing all this stuff, so I appreciate you all very much. Like and subscribe if you want, or don't. And yeah, hopefully catch you on the next one. Bye!